And good evening. Welcome to the 2024 302 Sports Volleyball Preview Show. I'm Mike Lang along with Jason Winchell, coming from the home studio in my dining room. And Jason, this room doesn't get a lot of use for dining, but now tonight is going to get some use for volleyball.
There you go.
And we're going to have just a look at some kind of a capsule look at some of the teams to look out for this year. We might be on, we might be off on a couple. I'm sure we're going to miss some people or some teams, but we got out to see as many of these teams as we could this summer. And let's get right into it. We're going to start with the Blue Hen Flight A and Appoquinimink, 10-7 last year. Some of the players to look out for: Stephanie Pongden, Amy Abad, Annabelle Herman, Emerson Brooks, and Jaslyn Dawkins. And I'm sure they have some others that we're sorry we can't name everybody, but we're going to miss someone. Good team. They play a good schedule. Let's start with, they are the queens of Flight A until somebody knocks them. We'll talk about their schedule in a second. Until somebody knocks them off. What is it about Appo? They just, every year, they're just right there.
I think the strength of schedule helps them because it's such a tough schedule. I also think they play very solid defense, and that's key in that playing in that Flight A. You have to have a great defensive team, and I think they've always been solid on that end of the floor.
Mentioned the Flight A schedule. On top of that, add Wilmington Charter, Cesar Rodney, Christiana, Delaware Military Academy, Archmere, St. George's, St. Mark's, and Newark Charter. So there's not a lot of nights off on that schedule. So Appo, of course, every year they're right in there, and I don't see any reason why this year would be any different.
No, I
do challenges down there, but
I think it could be a 3-team race this year for that Flight A title.
You mentioned the 3-team, the second team and it's we talked about it. We'll hear about it in the interview with the kind of that Middletown below the canal triangle. Middletown. Let's go to Middletown High School. They were 14-3 last year. Their best returning player, I believe, is Natalie Dorst. They also have Madison Sarnecki, their setter, and Alex Eldridge. They have 4 freshmen on the team this year, so it's going to be a new look for the Cavaliers. And also in that Flight A, their schedule includes also, besides the Flight A, rather, Cesar Rodney, Caravel, and DMA. They always have a strong team, and we did not get a chance to see them this year, but we wanted to include them. Yeah. Middletown always a strong team.
Yeah, and like I said, 14-3, an outstanding season last year. Like you said, to be interesting with 4 freshmen on the roster, see how well they play early in the season, and they got some tricky games on there with DMA and CR. So it's going to be tough, but I think they're always up to that challenge.
Now here's a team that we talked to last year and this year, St. George's. I mean, we talked to a couple of the players about trying to break through and win that Flight A conference title. That they lost to Appo last year in the regular season. They had a great year. The Hawks are 12-5 last year. They're bringing back all kinds of talent, including if you look at kind of a setup right here. You got your libero and Erica Fedke, the setter, and Shayla Howe, and the hitter and Kayla Riley. And they also have added in there players like Alexander McCorkle and Leah Lee. And that team's really solid. I think St. George's, they don't sneak up on anybody anymore. That's a really good team down there.
Yeah, they start the year at St. Mark's this year, which is not easy, but I think it'll come help them. And Mike, you were at the tournament game last year against Padua, where they gave Padua all they could handle.
Yeah, took a set.
Yeah, so I think they're a very good, solid team. And all I'll say is when they hit the ball, look out below because it can leave some marks.
Kayla Riley is going to be an all-state contender this year.
Absolutely.
For sure. And I believe she's only a junior, so look out for the opponents. In addition to Flight A, you mentioned they play St. Mark's. They also get Indian River Friends. And Sanford's, they dip into the independent conference. Sanford last year making the tournament for the first time in a long time. And we'll see how things go for the Warriors. But St. George's, we're talking about a really good team, and I think they're going to be something to watch. We're going to take a break right now. We're going to listen to the interviews with Appo and St. George's So we'll be back right after this couple of minutes here. We are joined by the Appoquinimink Jaguars. 10-7 last year, made it to the second round of the tournament, and we have 4 of you here. And I know, let's just go through the names real quick.
Gianna Folke, Mia Boyd, Amy Abad,
Stephanie Pognon.
Alrighty, so ladies, you're raising the profile of volleyball down there below the canal. It seems like a nice little rivalry going between you St. George's and Middletown. I'm sure Odessa will get in there at some point. Tell me about that little triangle, that rivalry between between you Middletown and St. George's.
Well, I feel like since we're all in the same conference, the competition's higher and the energy is higher and just the whole adrenaline is higher. So we all want to beat each other, and I feel like that's what motivates each team to play their hardest.
After you reached the second round last year, just talk about what your, I don't know if you guys have any kind of off-season group chats or discussions you got together for pizza or whatever. What's been the talk in the off-season, and what's the thoughts going into this year as far as how far can we go and that kind of thing?
We've had actually a couple of group discussions even in the off-season as well, because we want to beat as many teams as we can, especially for this season, because next season is going to be a rebuilding year. So I feel like we want to win every game. So yeah, does anybody else want to answer that one?
I think also we lost a couple seniors, but I think we lost some that played big parts. So it's just kind of seeing who's going to step up and kind of take over that big role.
I see 4 seniors right here that probably can step up and do it. So you guys have been around for a while as far as playing high school volleyball, and let's look at you have in Flight A, it's really you St. George's and Middletown are kind of the top of the heap. Look at your schedule out of conference. See Wilmington Charter, Cesar Rodney, DMA, Archmere, St. Mark's, Newark Charter, Conrad. So you have some really challenging matches on there. Just give me a sense of how you guys feel about playing the toughest teams.
This year we're kind of rebuilding. We lost our main setter last year, so we're all working on our connections. We're all trying to get good offense, good defense going to beat these teams, and I think we're on a good path with it so far.
Yeah, I agree. I also think we have a very competitive team, so a lot of the time when we go into when you have especially away games, the competition, we just get so much more competitive than we do at home, and so it's really exciting to play teams on our conference because of the different skill level.
So you guys mentioned getting away from Middletown, from Apple and playing. You guys have a pretty nice gym. Is there a road trip that you really look forward to, or a gym that you get into and you're man, even someplace like here where the students are on top of you, or it's just fun to play, it's a great atmosphere with the fans, or any gym that you look forward to playing in?
Well, for me at least, actually no, I think we all can agree. We don't go against that team though, but it's Smyrna High School. Their gym's pretty nice. Yeah, and I know they're a competitive team, but we don't go against them, which is really unfortunate. But energy-wise, St. Mark's is obviously a really good team. We all know that, and I feel like it's an energy competition as well, not just skill-wise, so that's what we're also looking forward to.
And their student section,
yeah.
They have a large...
But it's home for us, so.
Yeah, this year's home.
Yeah.
All right, so this will be a successful year for Appo if what happens?
If we all play our game, simply, I feel like each and every person in the team has their own thing, special about them, and I feel like if we all just connect and work together, I feel like we can be really good this season.
Right.
All right, so here's the tough question, and everybody has to answer. I want each of you to name a teacher or a staff member at Appo that you admire, that inspires you.
Miss Aparicio.
And you gotta tell me who she is.
Oh, she's my business teacher. I'm in that pathway, so I've spent all 4 years with her, and she's just a really good teacher, and I love being in her class.
Awesome.
I would probably say Timson, just because he's my softball coach and the football coach, and Miss Sabington, who's my math teacher. I love them both.
I also would do Miss Aparicio too. We're both in the business pathway, and she really motivates us, as students. Yeah.
I would say Miss Guarney. She's just a good person for me to talk to. Also, Miss Lee, I think I can just talk to them a lot, and I think having somebody like that in school just helps a lot.
Are they teachers?
Yeah.
What do they teach?
Miss Guarney teaches history based, and then Miss Lee is science.
Great. Well, Appo, sorry to keep you here late, but thanks for doing it. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Jaguars down the line. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Alrighty, so let's take a look at St. George's 12-5 last year and made it to the second round and had a heck of a match.
Yeah.
That was good. Shayla, talk about what that kind of season, the kind of confidence it gives you coming into this year.
It kind of gave us a lot of confidence considering we lost 3 seniors, but we have some new people who came up. I feel like our team culture is very good. We speak very positive about each other, and we play very fast, and we always just kind of try to shake off our mistakes. I think that was really seen during the Padua game. We came out strong in the first set, so I'm just hoping this year we can just keep strong throughout all 5 sets.
Erica, what year are you this year?
Class 25.
You're class 25. That's senior, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not that. Just tell me, who you have coming in and maybe people should write out.
We have Emmeline, I don't know her last name, Lexi Gravel, and Morgan. I think you should look out for Kayla Riley because she is a junior.
I think you're right.
And she's one of our best hitters, or outside. And in practice, it's not difficult, but it's like a challenge when she hits.
So either one of you guys or both can answer this. I know the Flight A championship is always something you guys are looking forward to. You always have Appo and Middletown kind of there.
Yeah.
Just talk about the top of Flight A and that Middletown battle with St. George's, Appo, and Appo, Middletown, St. George's. Just talk about that.
So our conference itself, it's a little different. There's 7 teams, so it's kind of a big conference. But as we play and we get to the top, and we play Appo, we play Middletown, I feel like there's just always a rivalry there. And I think that's kind of good because it just kind of keeps us pushing through each point, each set, just keep it going. Because I feel like each year you never know what's going to happen. I mean, it's been Appo, Middletown, and I think it's our turn. I think we can do that this year.
All right, Eric, I'm looking at your schedule for non-conference. St. Mark's, Friends, Indian River is on your schedule. MOT Charter. Just talk a little bit about your schedule and how playing those teams gets you guys ready for later in the season.
So our schedule this year, it's not much of a change from when last year. It's kind of the same. And looking at their teams, since we have play days, this is our second play day playing against Friends and Tower Hill.
5 in a row.
And Appo, even though Appo's not here, but I feel like it's not that big of a difference from last year. It's kind of the same thing. So it should be less of a challenge, but we're ready to take it.
Now you guys have been hard at work, and you had a play day at your place on last Saturday, and you're here today. Shelley, what do these kinds of events? It's not just playing each other in practice. What is it about the play days that you really like?
I think it's good. I think they're high pressure. I mean, you don't have a ref. It's less time in between each point. So I know at our play day we had a ref, but we still moved pretty fast. But here there's no ref. So you make a mistake, you hit the net, okay, you're getting served at. So I think that high pressure kind of builds us up for these really intense games, especially when we play against schools with big student section, because at a point there won't be silence in the gym. So we can't just get used to playing in our environment where we can, be quiet, she's serving, because you don't know what's going to happen. So I think it kind of just gets us ready for when we actually play at schools.
All right, so ladies, it's a successful season for St. George's. What happens?
Yeah.
What makes your season successful this year?
Our season, like Shayla said, we didn't lose a lot of girls, and it's kind of the same thing, and we're just gonna build from last year.
All right, now that it's not a trick question. Just tell me this is about St. George's High School. Each one of you, give me a teacher that you guys really admire at St. George's.
I admire Jennifer Mediato. They call her Cookie.
What does she teach?
She teaches EMS. It's a shop career, emergency medical services. Okay, and she's also the JV coach for the volleyball team.
Awesome. How about you?
I admire Russell Mauger. He's my biotechnology teacher, and he used to work at AstraZeneca. He really inspires me, and that's why I'm going to be a chemist today.
Awesome. Well, ladies, thanks for doing this. Congratulations on your success last year, and continued good fortunes in 2024. All right, thanks, ladies.
We hope to see you again. Thank you.
All right, thanks to Appoquinimink and St. George's. Lang and Jason Winchell back, and let's take a look at the formerly members of the Catholic Conference, the Catholic schools. And we're going to go first to St. Mark's, 15-2 last year. another typical St. Mark's year. They did lose a few players, and we'll see how they play this year. They come bring back Maddie Way, who was fantastic last year. The hitters, Ashley Strohmeyer, Reagan Garibaldi, Lauren Mihelis. So they don't really have that huge name like when they had Jurkovic a couple years ago, but these are all really solid hitters and really solid players. And you know that the Spartans are going to have somebody you haven't heard of who's going to be there. It's just going to be a breakout star.
And I know it's hard to take anything from the play days, but of all the play days I was at, that was the best team I've seen. And I think they're only going to get better as the season goes. Remember last year, they didn't lose their first game till the last match of the regular season when Ursuline beat them in 5, and then they lost at Tower Hill in the playoffs. Those were the only 2 blemishes. They came late in the season, but I expect another strong year from the Spartans and probably one of the favorites.
Yeah, I think St. Mark's is always going to be listed among the favorites. And they play, they're ready to go by the time the playoffs roll around.
Absolutely.
So just listen to this schedule. Includes St. George's, Wilmington Charter, Paddle and Ursuline both twice, DMA, Newark Charter, Smyrna, Apo, Caravel, and Archmere. So there is nothing that's a surprise to St. Mark's when it comes to the postseason. They're always ready to go.
No, like I said, they were undefeated last year. In fact, beat the champs Smyrna during the regular season until they're set back to Ursuline in a 5-setter to end the regular season. Those 2 teams will always end the regular season, and it's always magic that night before the seedings come out.
It's a lot of fun, and I believe they're scheduled this year on that Saturday night with the meeting on Sunday. So we're not looking forward to that just yet because the season hasn't started yet. So we want to make sure we get to enjoy the 7 or 8 weeks of regular season before we get there. Moving on to the Paddle of Pandas, 10-7 last year. They did beat St. George's, we mentioned 3-1 in the first round of the tournament. They bring back Hannah McGuigan, Caitlin Leberstein, Avery Pilger, and Caitlin Moss. They have 3 freshmen on the team. Again, another team that never seems to go too low. They are always a strong team, and I can't imagine them. I think 10-7 is a little deceptive. I think they were a little better than that last year, and they'll be good again this year.
And if you look at their losses, a bunch of them were in 5-set matches. That could go either way. They had those nice wins too against those 2 out-of-state opponents last year, who I believe they got this year again, Garnet Valley and I'm drawing a blank on the other one, but
Paul VI.
Yeah. So those were 2 good wins last year. They lost to Ursuline, and I believe it was the quarterfinals. Didn't that go 4 or 5 sets? So another close loss to Ursuline. So I think they're going to be right there. Be interesting. 3 freshmen on the roster. And I know if you make that Paddle roster as a freshman, chances are you're going to play it.
Yeah, they want these kids to get playing time. So you're right. If you're on there, they're going to see at least some playing time for Paddle. We mentioned Paul VI and Garnet Valley. They're later in the season. They also play Archmere, St. Mark's twice, Ursuline twice, Indian River, Wilmington Charter, Delmarva Christian, Caravel, Newark Charter, DMA, and Tower Hill. So that's kind of like the murderer's row of Delaware scheduling. And by the time the postseason comes around, like some of these other teams, there's nothing they haven't seen. So Paddle, we're expecting another strong season from the Pandas.
Absolutely.
Moving right along, let's go to the Ursuline Raiders. 15-4, they reached the state championship match against Tower Hill, and there's no reason to think they can't get there again this year.
No, and they're going to be senior laden this year, Mike. But what I like is they got hot at the right time at the end of the regular season. They got beat, put the only loss on St. Mark's to end the season. They got in the tournament and played great until the state championship game where they ran into a better Smyrna team. But their experience is back, and they got a new coach this year, Mike. So something to look forward to for that Ursuline team.
Yeah, the new coach, of course, is Lauren DiSabatino, and she's won a few state championships as the coach of Padua. She played in a couple of state championships when she was at St. Elizabeth. So Lauren has experience in taking teams to the pinnacle. And you mentioned all the seniors. some of the players to look out for. And these are not all seniors, but Caitlin McGonigal, Jules Cummings, Claire Kelly, Cece DeCaro, and Haley Timmons. I still think she's one of the best servers in the state.
Absolutely, I agree with you there,
And we're
Mike.
going to hear from Haley in a minute. And we mentioned their schedule: DMA, Padua, Tower Hill, Archmere, Delmarva Christian, St. Mark's, Cape Henlopen, Wilmington Charter. And they also play Paul VI.
And one thing about them, Mike, as of now, their first 3 home matches are going to be played at Slazy Annam until that gym gets redone. So
Yeah, we're all looking forward to seeing the new gym over there at Ursuline. I'm kind of hoping maybe they give us an advance tour of the place. If you're watching Ursuline, I'm available anytime. So we're looking forward to getting in there and streaming a game from the new gymnasium when it's complete. I heard it's looking spectacular. The girls are excited. Speaking of the girls, we're going to listen to St. Mark's, Padua, and Ursuline right now. We're joined by 3 of the St. Mark's Spartans: Laura Mahalis, Maddie Way, and Reagan Garibaldi. Sorry, Reagan, I blanked over.
That's okay.
So I skipped over to Maddie first.
That's all right.
15-2 last year. You reached the quarterfinals. I know that kind of thing can be a driving factor for you. Has that really something you guys have discussed in the off season, or has really been kind of motivating you? And whoever wants to answer.
I think it really motivates us to work harder and really push ourselves and each other.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's a big motivating point.
Yeah, you always want to try your best, make it farther in the postseason as you can.
How's the preseason been so far? Is it everything you've expected and more?
Yeah.
We've just been working hard.
Yeah, this is an extremely hard-working team.
How many have had any new faces this year that we should be looking out for?
Honestly, I think we should be looking at everybody because everyone has something, like a different component to bring to the court. So it should be a good year.
I want to talk real quick. I've talked to a lot of teams today, and I asked 2 of them a gym that they like going into to play, and 2 of them mentioned St. Mark's because of the atmosphere here. For a home team, what's it like playing in front of that student section in this gym?
It's so fun. The atmosphere is very exciting, and it's also a very good motivating point. It makes us want to play a lot harder and impress.
Does you guys feel like can you see the other team sometimes, or maybe your student section's getting in their heads?
Yeah, they definitely like to do that.
I've heard that a lot.
Alrighty, so we're looking at your schedule. Obviously, you're not in a conference, so you do play Padua twice and Ursuline twice, and otherwise, pretty tough schedule. St. George's, Wilmington Charter, Newark Charter, Smyrna, Apo, Caravel, and Archmere. Just talk about playing that difficult schedule, and if that's something you guys really enjoy.
Every team is hard to beat. We come with the same energy to every game, no matter who it is, so we just got to bring it.
Yeah, we know after today these teams will only get better, and we're always ready because people especially want to beat us just because we are St. Mark's, and I feel like no matter who we're playing, we always bring the energy and level of intensity.
All right, Maddie, so if you look back on this season and you say this is a successful season for St. Mark's, if what happens?
If our team chemistry stays how it is, it's very good right now, and the energy we bring, if we just work hard, try our best, and pick each other up at all times, I feel like we'll have a really good season.
All right, so this is the tough question, and nobody's allowed to skip this answer. I want each of you to name a teacher here at St. Mark's or staff member that you admire, that inspires you, and just give me a couple sentences why. And Laura's ready to answer.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
You're Reagan, you can go.
Deacon Pat. He's a religion teaching here. Oh my gosh. A religion teaching here. Oh my gosh. He's a religion teacher here, and he's just really inspiring and always has a good energy and keeps it funny, but there's something really special about his teaching, but just in general, the energy he gives off. He also prays with us before each game, and just I don't know, really just made an impact my sophomore year when I had his class.
Awesome.
A teacher that I admire here at St. Mark's is Swayze. He's the gym teacher. He's always been here for me since my freshman year. He's a very good listener. He hypes me up and he makes me feel really good. He's just really fun to be around, and it's just like a friendship.
A teacher that I admire is my Spanish teacher from my sophomore year. She always asks me about our volleyball games, and she always has a positive attitude, and I'm having her again this year, and I'm so excited.
And what's her name?
Miss McEnany.
Miss McEnany. Great. Well, St. Mark's, I know we're the last ones in the building. I know you guys have been here all day, and everybody wants to get on with their days. And just think, another 10 days or so, we'll be back watching St. Mark's volleyball, and we're all excited. Good luck this season. Thanks for sticking around.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we're joined by the Ursuline Raiders. Ladies last year, 15-4 overall, runners-up. It was a great season for you guys. I know didn't end quite the way you guys were hoping, but let's talk about how that has motivated you in the offseason coming into this year.
I think we really do use it as motivation. Like, we look back at the game all the time, but we don't just look at the negative part. We look at what we need to fix, because the end goal is to win this year, obviously. So we just look at that game and we look at what we can fix and how we can make it better for this year.
I don't think reaching the final is a negative at all. I think I've had a great season. Haley, you're not one of the seniors, but there are a lot of seniors on this team. And it's all seniors and juniors, right? I think
12 seniors.
Talk about the experience and how positive that would be for you guys this year.
I think it's a positive that we have so many seniors, but when we're gone, we have to work on what we're gonna do when they're gone. So not only focusing on this season, but what we're gonna do at the outcome of the end of the season.
And Jules, you have a lot of talent on the team. Obviously, the three of you sitting there. Just talk about some of the other players that people probably know, but who they should be looking out for.
Katie Rosidlo and Mia Trizagi are new additions to the team, and and Lucy Copeland, and they've all made really big impacts so far. They're a big part of the future of the program. So, yeah.
I look at your roster and there's no hole at all in that lineup.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I know we talked earlier, just a few minutes ago. You guys start the season playing at Salesiana, but your gym, Julia, you said it's getting close, and let's talk about how exciting it will be to play in a whole refurbished gymnasium. What that's going to be like.
I think we're all really excited to play in a new gym at Ursuline, because we're going to be the first team that ever gets to play there.
Yeah.
So it's we get to start off by making history there, hopefully. And I think it's just really important that we start off strong in our new gym.
I know we love streaming games there. It's a fun place to watch volleyball, basketball, student assemblies, whatever I've been to there. Let's talk about the student support you guys get at UA.
Yeah, it's huge. And I think with the new gym, I think there is a lot more room now too, so we can pack it, which I'm super excited for. Pack it to the brim. I'm so excited to get back in there. But
CC, you're a senior this year.
Yeah.
You're a senior too. You guys have been on varsity the whole time, I believe.
I have, since freshman year.
Is it hard to believe that it's your senior year?
No, it's crazy. I still don't even believe it.
Awesome. So I know you guys always play a really, really tough schedule this year. Just looking at, it's the entire schedule, right? DMA, twice against Paddle, twice against St. Mark's, Archer, Delaware Christian. You have Cape Henlope and Wilkie Charter, and you get Paul the 6th. Haley, just going against that kind of competition every night has to make you guys a little better, I would think, or a lot better.
Yeah, and I think it also brings us more energy for playing all the games.
How about you, Cece? What do you think about playing that really no breaks in your schedule?
Yeah, I like it that way. We just keep going.
You guys feel like you have a target on your back this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think there's a big target on our back, because I think everyone just is trying to beat us, because
I feel
everyone just wants to beat us. So, but I think we're going to use that target to just kind of push ourselves to be the best versions that we can possibly be.
Awesome. Now you mentioned not a lot of new players.
Yeah.
You have a new coach. And I know DSAP was around last year as the athletic director. What's it been like the transition and the adjustment to having DSAP as the coach?
She's great. Yeah, she's great. We love her. I think it's good that we all are so close that it's like easy to just transition with a new person. I don't know.
I feel like it was an easy transition.
Yeah,
like
very easy.
We all like acclimated very fast, and like we just like started going with the season.
She's very nice, very supportive, really good coach. So we're super excited to have her.
She had to load up on your sleep here.
Oh yeah.
A few years ago, so, and she's all Raiders now, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I know you guys are itching to get the season going.
Oh yeah.
But you know, getting back to the high school season also means getting back to school and all the things that come in it. I want each one of you to give me a teacher at Ursuline that inspires you or motivates you, and just a couple, maybe a couple sentences why.
Okay, mine's Mrs. Waldron, and she always, like every single student at Ursuline, she always has your back and wants the best for you, and she's our #1 supporter. Like, she's literally at every home game and almost every single game. She's our English. Yes.
Mine's English too. No. Mine is Miss Sylvia. I literally love her. She's so cute and she's so sweet, and she literally wants the best for you. And yeah.
What does she teach?
English. Yeah.
Mine's Miss Sheree. She was my AP history teacher. I just think she's so supportive, and she like comes across as tough, but like once you get to know her, she just really wants you to push yourself and work really hard to succeed in life. So I think that's really important.
Well, we're almost there, right? Another week and a half, and get started. I know you guys are excited. We're excited. We like volleyball, obviously, and good luck to the Raiders. And I'm sure we'll see you guys plenty of times this season. Thanks for joining a couple of guys like us.
Thank you so much. Bye. Bye.
We're joined by the captains of the Paddle Academy Pandas last year, ladies. 10-7, you reached the quarterfinals. Whoever wants to take it, Caitlin, just talk quickly about your season last year and that you reached the quarterfinals. What kind of motivation that provided for you this year?
Well, last year we really just worked on making it past and getting a better record than we did the year before, and reaching the quarterfinals. You know, we lost in a 5-set game, so we definitely have a lot of motivation to make it further this year, especially because we saw that we could have done it last year.
How about you, Eddie? Thoughts about last season?
I agree. I just feel like within the team, like we like really motivated each other to all be better and like push each other to have a better record than last year, just like Caitlin had said.
So Avery, I know we have the three of you here. Who else maybe should we be looking out for the Pandas this year?
I would keep an eye out for Sierra, one of our newer middles, and Donovan, who's going to be most likely a DS this year playing.
Any freshmen on the roster?
We have 3 freshmen on the roster. 2 of them are pins, and one of them is a setter who also hits right side, and they are looking pretty good. So
how's the summer gone as far as since you guys got back together? Any surprises, or you guys? Rainbow's been there for a while. Nothing new, just hard work.
Yeah, nothing new. We just got back in the gym working hard, making the connections that we had last year and working on those.
Take a look at your schedule. You guys both play tough, and you can also get Ursuline and St. Mark's both twice. And just looking at the schedule, Archmere, Indian River, Wilmington Charter, New York Charter, DeMar, Christian, Caramel, Fall to 6, DNA, Tower, and Warren Valley. You guys can get back up there. Not too many breaks on the schedule, but just how you like it right now.
Yes, I enjoy playing harder teams because it feels like if you lose to a team that gives you a hard time, then it's a good loss.
Anybody in particular you're looking forward to playing this year, Avery?
I'm excited to play St. Mark's probably, and I feel like I'm excited to play Archmere again now.
Yeah, I was watching them play today. They look pretty good.
Yeah.
Just have a question. Last year we asked some questions. I'm going to This is a pretty straightforward question though for you. And nobody's allowed to skip out on the answer. We're going to start over with Caitlin. I want to have you name a teacher at Paddle, a teacher or a faculty member that inspires you or that you admire.
Miss Alinda.
Why's that?
She taught my chemistry class, and I just remember her. It was like one of the best classes I've ever taken, and I ended up really liking chemistry. I thought it was going to be really hard, but I liked it.
How about you, Hannah?
Mine is probably Miss Townsend. She was my AP Calc teacher last year, and it was such a hard class, but she always helped me and, I don't know, pushed me to be better.
Mine is Miss Markham. She was my AP US History teacher and Survivor Stories teacher, and I just really admire how much she loves her job, and like you can tell how much she loves teaching and learning in general.
You can tell because she's been there for 50 years now, I think.
I think something like that.
50 years. She taught a lot of your moms and aunts who are maybe going to Paddle. My last question, this is another good one. This will be a successful season for Paddle if what happens?
I think if we work together and continue to bond instead of growing frustrated with each other, it should play out in the court too.
Yeah, I agree. You can't. I feel like this year, you can't put your record to tell how successful you are as a team. It's really just about the bonds that we grow with each other on the court and off the court. I just think that that's much more important than a record can reflect.
Yeah, I just think we need to work together, build connections with each other, and everything will turn out well with that.
Hannah, I want to thank you for being the microphone.
You're welcome.
Good luck this season. See you down the line. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's good. All right, thanks to the young ladies from those schools, and good luck to them. Let's move along to the independent conference. We'll talk about perennial power Tower Hill back at the Fieldhouse this year, and last year they went 17-2. So obviously that place agreed with them. Just one loss in the Fieldhouse last year that we were at, and not streaming, just watching, and they're back there this year. Tough schedule for the Hillers. Sanford is going to be twice. They play the conference teams twice. Ursuline, Caravel, Friends, Delaware Christian, Wilmington Charter, Padua, and Archmere. Of course, the Hillers coached by Mike Sachs, and coming at you with all kinds of talent, and they have some height this year as usual.
Yeah, they do.
We're looking at now. Lily Young is the libero, but you're looking at girls like Lydia Spencer, Reagan Squire, and Sydney Fisher. That's a team that can punish opponents up front.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. And like you said, that was one of their keys last year. Big hitting, great at the net, blocking, and I think they had one of the best liberos in the state. She was fabulous last year, and it's good to have her back this year for the Hillers.
Just the team. What impressed me about Tower Hill is they're exceptionally well coached.
Absolutely.
They really don't make a lot of mistakes, and they're just fun to watch. So if you get a chance to go out to the Fieldhouse or see them on the road, highly recommended you go see Tower Hill. One of my favorite teams to watch, and including they play our next team, Wilmington Friends, 10-6 last year. So the win total was up for the Quakers. They were back in the tournament. They're bringing back. They graduated some real talent last year with a couple of their hitters, but you're going to be looking for Temi Lufideju. Temi, I hope I got that right. Scarlett Burley and Layla Medford. We're going to hear from Temi and Layla momentarily. Aside from the independent schedule, they're playing St. George's and Newark Charter, and they have a couple of Brandywines on their schedule. So, they are climbing back to where they were, and they're getting there and doing a good job.
Yeah, and they have also one of the best coaches, Bob Trinzi. He's back at Friends after we got to see him at Goldie for a few years, but always does a great job in the volleyball community, a great coach, and he'll have that team ready to go. And, at the independent conferences, I I still think, a solid conference volleyball-wise with them, Tower Hill, and like you said, Sanford made the playoffs last year. So it's a good conference for volleyball.
We're going to stay right here, going to below the canal. We're going to go, I guess we were in Middletown before. We're going further downstate. Let's go to the Henlopen North. First, real quick, let's talk about that conference overall last year. First off, they produced the state champions for the first time in Smyrna.
And 2 semifinals.
2 semifinals. So Caesar Rodney also made the semis. I don't know what's in the water down there, but they're growing some volleyball players down there, and it's fun to watch.
It was, I think, the most competitive conference last year when you throw in teams like Dover and Cape Henlopen. It's a solid conference from top to bottom, and I think even Sussex Tech had a decent year last year. So it's a real fun conference, and if you can get down there, it's harder for us too because we're up here, but I like to go down there and watch those teams play if I can.
Yeah, and obviously when they come up north, we can get a chance to see them sometimes, but it's tough when it's not that we don't want to come down and see it, but we both work full-time jobs, and it's difficult to get downstate sometimes. We did go down to the play day at Cape this year, though.
Yeah.
We managed to make the trip down.
That's always a fun trip, especially for that. They always put together a good play day down there.
Yeah, it's nice, and it's a good time to go down and hang out with our friends at Cape Henlopen. Let's talk about Cape. 9-7 last year. They have a couple of sisters, Amara Fruckman and Amalia Fruckman, who are really going to be up front, going to be players to watch. And Ava Calciano is a softball player, but we know she can hit softballs. She can also hit volleyballs. They have a pretty solid roster, and Tyler Coop does a great job down there. They're always in the mix.
They always are, and that's one thing Tyler, since he's gone down there and coached, he's always has them competitive. They're not afraid to play anybody. I believe they're coming up here to play Ursuline this year. I think it's right now a placeholder, so I don't know the exact date of that game eventually, but that's going to be fun. That might be the first game back in that new gymnasium there at Ursuline. Never know.
They, aside from the North, they also play Delmarva Christian, Newark Charter, you mentioned Ursuline, and Conrad's. Conrad's is kind of an annual rival for them too. So Cape looking to improve on that 9-7 mark, but it was just a tough road last year in the North. Mm-hmm. And number one reason is number one. Let's talk about Smyrna. The Eagles 19-1 last year. The only loss you mentioned was to St. Mark's. They graduated a lot of hitting, but the girls that are there, not quite as tall, but they're very talented players like Brooke Burge. I mentioned Addie Weissenberger and Kennedy Deal and a bunch of others. This is going to be a team that is going to look a little different than last year. I think the results are going to be maybe not 19-1, but they're going to be pretty darn good.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I got a chance to see them at the play day play. They scrimmaged Ursuline a little bit, and they hung right with them. Their defense is spectacular, Mike. Their offense might not be as good as last year, but if they continue playing that good defense, I think that will only help them. Like you said, maybe not 19-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if they win 16 or 17 and find themselves, right there at the end again.
Yeah, they could have a 12 win, 13 win regular season. You never know. Who could be in their way? Well, how about Caesar Rodney? The Riders last year made it to the semifinals, finished the season 15-3, kind of off our radar. I think it was a team that surprised me a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't have been surprised, but they did catch me by surprise. They have the return. They had a lot of seniors as well.
Yeah.
But the players look forward to some of them. Ava Brown, Thalia Brown, Thalia, I'm not sure how she pronounces that, and Reagan White are going to be among the players they're going to be looking forward to. Aside from Henlopen North, you're going to see them play Appo, Newark Charter, Middletown, and Delmarva Christian. This is a team that just is there every year and just kind of is off the radar a little bit, but they shouldn't be.
No, definitely not, Mike. And that strong Henlopen last year, they played a real tough schedule, and they had a great year. And I believe they took gave Smyrna all they could handle in both the regular season and their semifinal match up there at the Bob Carpenter Center. And And, like I said, I think the North is a very competitive division, and I don't expect anything less this year.
The final team from the North that we're going to talk about today is the Dover Senators. They were 13-4 last year. I did get a chance to see them play last year at Wilmington Charter. It was a very solid team. Again, another Henlopen team with a lot of seniors. I think that's the one thing about the Henlopen North is they graduated a lot of girls, but they always seem to have replacements ready to go.
They're ready.
So if you're at Dover, you're looking for the return of Emma Kozel, Lorraine Kirby, and their setter, Jasmine Hallam, and they're going to be tough again. And one thing about that schedule or that conference is with all those records like that, these teams are racking up bonus points. They all got kind of nice seeds up there in the state tournament. So Dover, we're just looking real quick at their schedule. Aside from the North is Caravel, Delmarva Christian, Wilmington Charter, Indian River, and Sanford. So it's a challenge for the Senators, but I'm sure that's the way they like it.
Absolutely, and like you said, one thing about that Henlopen North, it might be this competitive. Normally it was Smyrna's division. This year it could be any one of those 4 teams' division, including Smyrna. I mean, it's really solid from those top 4 teams.
We did have a chance to catch up with Cape Henlopen and Smyrna, along with Tower Hill and Friends. We're going to listen to those 4 interviews here, and Jason and I will be back with our next round of teams right after these interviews. Let's look at Tower Hill. I got to go back to my 17-2 last year. Reached the quarterfinals and semifinals. I went one below where you got. So you played at the Bob last year, and I wrote down you guys your names as your key returnees. Who else should we be looking out for this year for the Hillers?
Sydney Fisher, Parker, and our new setter Parker Lewicki, who actually came from St. Mark's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, ladies. So, how about any new players we should be looking out for besides your setter?
Well, we have Reagan's sister actually.
Yeah.
Who's in the exact same position, Madison Squire. So she's been doing really well.
What's been the secret to the success for Tower Hill over the past years? You guys are there every season. Won a championship. What's been the secret?
I think it's our chemistry on and off the court. We do make sure we have really good bonding outside the court. We go to games, food, all types of things together. So I think we are all generally friends outside of the court and outside of the classroom. So I think it's really important that our bond is strong whether they're on the court or not.
Yeah. What's been? I know it's been a couple of weeks of practice now, Lily. What's it been like getting ready for the season, and how tired are you practicing and ready to get going in games?
I think we've been doing a really good job during practice where we have lots of focus, but we also have lots of fun, which also helps with our team chemistry. And I think us as captains, we've done a good job as leading by example for our younger team because we have a lot of new players this year. So it's been good so far.
Yeah.
Lydia, you're back at the field house this year.
Yeah.
You guys are back when we were juniors.
No, next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
How many of you guys are you all graduating?
No,
she's staying.
I'm gonna be. Well, actually, there's rumors. It might be next year. It might be longer. We don't know. No, it keeps changing.
You played there last year. Trying to help you this year. Just one match there, so.
Yeah. No, yeah, we love the field house. I mean, we got new lights. The only problem is the AC. I mean, there's no AC.
There is no AC.
Yeah, exactly. But we're fine. Yeah, we got lights.
Now we're only more because of the lights.
Yeah.
All right, so just talk about. I'm looking at your schedule. Obviously, you have the independent school. Sanford reached the tournament last year for the first time in a while. Friends was in there. I'm looking at Ursuline Caravel, Delmarva Christian, who was a sleeper team last year, Charter, Paddle, and Archmere. There's really no nights off for the Hillers.
Yeah.
I know you guys like it that way, right?
Yeah.
What is it about that tough schedule that gets you guys going, or how does it prepare you?
I mean, it creates really good competition, and that also kind of brings up our team chemistry a lot, and it just pushed us through the season, one game after the other.
And the only way to get better is to play better. So the better teams we play, the better we get. Yeah. And any loss or any mistakes, they're just helping us get even better for the tournament.
Lily, it's a successful season for Tower Hill if what happens?
I think keep up what we're doing right now. I think clean up some stuff just because we're a really young team and we just need to keep working on things. But I think for the rest of preseason, we're just gonna work on everything and build our team as a whole
And
instead of
also
individual.
Make it to the bob. That's our goal.
Yeah, that's our goal.
It's a pretty good goal.
Yeah.
Right now. All right, so you guys heard me ask St. George's. I'm going to ask you the same question. I want each of you to give me a teacher at Tower Hill that you admire and just tell me why. You really agree.
I admire Gregory Spear. He is one of our administrators. He keeps me encouraged throughout school, and he's just the funniest person on earth, and he's the best.
Okay, I'm gonna say my advisor, my basketball coach, and my pre-calc teacher, Mr. Bloom. Love you. We came to Tower Hill the same year we came into high school, so he had to experience everything for the first time, just like us. So he's been a very good cheerleader, and that's his catchphrase, is being a cheerleader for us. So I think he's been that.
That's awesome. How about you, Lily?
I'm gonna go with my Mandarin teacher, Wei Yang. He's just been really patient with me over the past 3 years, and I just love him.
So tell me something in Mandarin. Say something about Mandarin.
We are good.
Like just,
Woman hen hao. Woo! Yeah!
All right, ladies. Well, thanks for
Thank you.
We welcome in the host school today, Wilmington Friends. 10-6 last year, lost to St. Mark's in the second round. And ladies, thanks for doing this and talk about last year and how that has served as motivation coming into this year.
Well, last year we did pretty good. I feel pretty well with how we did last year. We had a lot of good seniors, we had a lot of good juniors, and the St. Mark's game was rough, but I feel like we did our best. And that's okay.
I think going off last year, we lost Ellie Dealey and Violet Perloff, which were two of our best hitters. But coming into this season, we have an amazing freshman outside, Ava O. And then we also have another lefty on the right side, Olivia Agnew. So despite losing those great players last year, our mindset for this year is just to keep on going, focus on our game, and have as much energy as we can.
So what's the preseason been like for you guys? Are you excited, ready to go, or is there a lot of energy in the gym here? Or?
Exactly that. We've had so much energy, lots of positivity, good vibes. The team is bonding super well. Everything's just been great. The chemistry we have is really good, and I feel very confident going into the season.
Tell me, talk a little bit about your home court advantage here. What's it like playing in this gym here at Friends?
I would say we have amazing parents. Our parents, you can hear them all the way at the other side of the court. We love our parents. We love how loud they are. I would say that our energy is unmatchable. Even if we're down by a couple points, we're still the loudest ones in the gym. We're still laughing our heads out, and we're still controlling our side of the court.
Always a tough schedule of Friends. Just looking at this year, you have to have Tower Hill and Sanford twice because they're in your conference. And your non-conference includes St. George's, Newark Charter, and Brainwise. Always kind of a tough team. Just talk a little bit about the schedule you guys are playing this year.
We're not really worried about any of our competitors. We know that there are some tough teams out there, but we know that we just need to buckle down and focus, and that we can pass up any ball and we can hit any out of system ball, and we just know to not get in our heads and focus and keep up the positivity and the energy, just like Temi was talking about. And we know that Tower Hill is one of our rivals, and we know they have some good players, but we're not worried, and we know we're going to bring a lot of good energy and hard work.
So what's the secret? Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, what I love about Delaware is how small it is, because I know I've played club, you've played club for different teams, and everyone in Delaware basically knows each other. We know each other from club, we know each other from the season. So going into these matches, playing girls from Tower Hill, St. George's, Charter, we kind of know the way they work, so we're able to make those quick adjustments to how they work. For example, the Tower middle tips.
Yeah.
You probably run into them at the Wawa, right?
Yeah, literally, or Jansen's.
Oh, a lot of Jansen's.
A lot of Jansen's.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so Friends is always has a real competitive team. What's the secret here? Is it some tradition, history, coaching? Just how do you get all that talent to come into Friends year after year?
Well, we have an amazing coaching staff with Bob Trinzi and Coach Barb as well. They're amazing. We have Danny Nathan this year, who's been amazing, who's sister of Jocelyn Nathan, and she played here as well. I think really our secret is just like the positivity and the energy, and we're always cheering and we never get in our heads, and we're always just bringing good energy so we can get out of a rut or a serve receive hole, whatever it may be. We can always just bring ourselves out with the team energy and the positivity we have.
Do you think you could sneak Danny into a game?
Probably, honestly.
Yeah, we'll put her
Very
in
similar to Joss, yeah.
We don't know, right?
Yeah.
You guys have talked a little bit about volleyball. I know you're excited to get going. Beginning of volleyball also means beginning of school. So I want each of you to name a teacher here at Friends or a staff member of Friends that you admire or that inspires you, and just tell me briefly why that person is important to you.
You want to go first?
Sure. I would say Clothier. He's a very interesting teacher. He asks you those challenging questions, and I think even related to volleyball, like you need to do those challenging things. You need to be in those moments where you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. You need to make that move. So I think Clothier is one of my favorite teachers just because of how he articulates his questions and how he's always challenging us as students in the classroom.
What does he teach?
History.
Clothier's my soccer coach. I was gonna say him too because he's a really hard coach, but he's also a really great teacher. I would say Mr. Rashkin. He retired last year, but I really love how he taught in the classroom. He was always making jokes. His lectures were always interesting. He taught English, which is my favorite subject, so that helped too. But he was just always asking unique questions, always making us think differently, and he really left an imprint on how I think critically.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to another season of Friends Volleyball. Always a competitive team, ladies. Thanks for doing this, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
All right, we're here with the
Haley, do you want to
Eagles. 18 and 1 last year. Ladies, how far did you get?
We won the state championship.
You won the state championship in a great match over Ursuline last year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How did it feel?
It felt pretty amazing to go out there and represent downstate teams and just the state in general.
Yeah, it was crazy to even be there to begin, but then the moment like we won it, it was just really cool to see like all of our hard work from preseason all the way through the season to see it really pay off.
So now, of course, you win a state championship. Nobody's giving you anything this year. You lost some talent from last year. What's it been like getting back into the group with the new cast? There's some returnees and some new cast of characters.
Our team's very young, so like the energy in the gym is very playful and high, so it's been pretty fun so far.
I think we have a great group connection already, and like Brooke said, we're always pretty upbeat. Like we have fun at practice, but we work hard, and we just already have a great team bond, which is correlating into playing as well.
So besides the two of you, obviously, who else are you
Maddie Pierce for sure,
and then Kate Slaney. She was a DS, and she's been doing really good this play day and all season, and so is Maddie. So.
Not on the varsity roster.
Yeah.
You had a lot of players that played JV last year.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be another good team. You guys are quite close. A lot of players on that team.
Yeah, we're excited.
Kate Girl's about to head up north. You guys are the queens of the north, right? But you still have Dover, CR, and Kate. What's that feel?
It's really competitive. I mean, no matter what the game is, it's going to be a tough one, fun one to play.
Yeah, I think for all sports, I mean, especially volleyball, all schools in the Henloop and conference are going to be good games, and we enjoy playing against all of them.
Is there a road trip that you guys don't particularly like going to? Maybe it's like far away, or just you don't like it's just kind of intimidating atmosphere. I know you're not intimidated by the atmosphere.
St. Mark's.
Yeah, St. Mark's they got a pretty good student section. Yeah. So if you make a mistake, their student section will make sure that you know you made that mistake.
Got that right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at your schedule this year. Obviously, you have the North. Archmere, you guys always open with Archmere. I asked the Archmere girls about it. Is that something, the game you guys really look for? It was obviously no season opener. Is that the team you look forward to playing every year?
Yeah, it's always a competitive game with them. We know that they're going to come out and play their game just as much as we are, so.
Yeah, we're excited to open with a strong, because they're a very strong competitive team, so it's going to be a good start to our season to compete with a good team like them.
And they're coming to your place this year, right?
Yep. Yes.
You also have Carabel moving to St. Mark's. Anybody else on the schedule besides the teams? That's a pretty good schedule for you guys.
Yeah.
Compares pretty well for the postseason.
Yeah, I feel like we always play a pretty tough schedule, and I think it helps us when we go into the postseason.
So I asked them about the teacher. Someone asked you guys' name, and a teacher that sort of that inspires you or that motivates you, or just give you a teacher. Now let's skip this question.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
You go.
Okay. For my person, she's not an actual teacher at her school. She's the assistant athletic director, Miss Smith. And she is so supportive with, not just volleyball, but with all sports. And last year, I'm pretty sure she was at every single game of ours. And she's always at our games cheering us on. And if any of us have any questions or issues that we need in school, she's always there to help us.
Mine's probably Miss Lohman. I had her in middle school, and then she moved to the high school, and I can go to her with anything and talk to her if I'm having issues. She's a counselor now. She was a teacher last year, and then she switched. Econ.
Yeah, we have so many great support staff.
Great athletes like the two. Not much longer to wait, right, before you get started.
Yeah.
You got to defend that ground. Is it weighing you down?
I think we're just trying to focus on this season more than last season. It's hard because last season was such a great season,
historic season.
Yeah, but definitely trying to just focus game by game for this year.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on all your success last year. I'm sure it's going to be another successful year, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Kate. So last year you guys were 9-7, lost to Delaware Christian in the state tournament. Just talk about what you guys learned from last year that you bring with you into the season.
I think our ability to work together as a team and just being friends on and off the court has helped us a lot last season and translating into this season. Since we only lost 3 seniors, we're still a relatively the same team basically. So I think being able to be friends and just being able to go to practice and have a good time really helps us just get better.
Ava, what's the offseason been like? I know you guys are both multi-sport athletes. Did you guys get a chance to play some volleyball before you started practice?
I actually have not. I've just been straight softball this entire off season, so it's been fun to get back.
Since you guys have been back in practice, what's the vibe been like down here?
The vibe's been great. I mean, we're all we get along so well. We have just such a great team, such a great group of girls, and our practices are they're so tough, and everybody's working hard. Everybody's getting 1% better, and that's what we really pride ourselves on.
So, who else would you be looking for this year?
Amara Fruckman, Harper Mamel, Mallory Turnhue. I think I said her name wrong. They're all really good key athletes that help this team.
Yeah.
I'm looking for really tough last year. This is Rodney and Dover especially. Let's talk about that conference and how that prepares you for postseason and how that gets you better throughout the season.
I think it shows us where we need to get better when playoff time comes. Shows us during the season, gives us time to allow to work on those things that we might be faulty in.
Looking at your schedule, other than the conference schedule, we have the Delaware Christian, Conrad, New York Charter, and Ursuline. Is there any team that you haven't seen before that you're playing this year that you know of?
I don't think so, but I know we do, talk about it, and we get excited to play those good teams. So, we're that kind of team that we want to go against the best team.
We like adversity.
Yeah.
And I know you guys are down here kind of separated from a lot of the other schools. Is it, when you have to travel, is that bother for you guys? Or it's just part of the game?
It's epic. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
We get hype on the bus.
Yep.
We allow our energy to translate into game time as well. So I think it's fun.
Yeah. Is there any, what's your favorite road trip as far as like when you've had a chance to play? Any school that you'd like to go on?
I like to play at Smyrna, honestly.
They have a nice gym.
I like their gym, yeah.
Or Dover. Dover has a great gym too.
Yeah, it is a nice gym.
Yeah.
So, for Cape Henlow, what makes this a successful season for you guys?
I think being able to all play together, because we have a lot of players that can play multiple positions on the court. So being able to find like the key position for everyone and where we can work the best together, that will definitely be.
Yeah, absolutely. We have so many girls that can do so many different things, and it's just amazing. Coach Coop talks about it all the time, like how it's so tough for him to like make decisions because we have so many girls that can do so many things, and it's just like it really shows how deep, our team is with the ability to play in different spots.
I can tell you, one of my favorite road trips is coming here to Cape Henlow.
Yeah.
This place is spectacular.
Yeah.
We love it.
Thank you.
It's so nice. All right, so this is a question that you guys may hear the question. Just give me a teacher here at Cape Henlow that you admire, that inspires you, and why?
A teacher?
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'd definitely say a teacher that I admire is Miss Walls. She was my mentoring teacher and my Spanish teacher my freshman year. She is just the kindest person you'll ever meet. She's such a great person. She's always like involved in the community too. She always like asks me about volleyball, softball, and on top of that, she's a great teacher and a great person.
I'm going to have to go with Mr. LeBeau. He's always involved in all of our games, sporting events. He's always trying to make the games. And in class, he's just a super nice and fun teacher.
Awesome. Well, Maya and Ava, thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see the Vikings, I hope, down the road.
Woo! Thanks, Mike.
All right, thanks to those young ladies, and we should thank the coaches for being so accommodating as well. Every year they make it easy for us, and we appreciate it. Jason, we should mention that underneath the table here is the 302 Sports mascot dog, Frida. She was on our show a couple of years ago. She's decided to remain incognito tonight, but she's just hanging out under a chair. So she'll be out of here momentarily, I'm sure. So let's move right along to the Diamond State, which is a Diamond State Conference, which is always good. We're going to start with Archmere, 10-7 last year. Graduated some height. I think it's really going to take it's going to be a new look for Archmere without the height, but they do bring back some talented players, including Lillian Guzevich, Bridget Malloy, Ava Beach, and Abby Im. Abby's not going to be jumping up over the net, but she's going to be setting them up a lot.
Absolutely.
And Archmere, coached by Jerry McCarthy. One thing to worry about Archmere, not to worry about them, but to note about Archmere is we're not sure if they're home. I don't believe they're going to have any home games this year at all. It's kind of up in the air, but they had some problems at their field house, so it looks like a season, at least to start, it's going to be a long road trip for the Auks. We'll see how that affects them at all, but I think these girls are pretty resilient. I don't know that it's going to make too much of a difference to them, but we'll find out.
And I think they've been practicing for the most part at Tally.
Yeah.
So they're already making the road to go to practice, so they'll make the adjustments. But it's always hard when you're not playing in your home gym during the year. But they'll make do, and they're going to be a tough team to play during this regular season.
Yeah, they do draw fairly well with their student section, which is always a lot of fun. Always good theme nights there at Archmere. So looking at aside from their conference schedule, which is tough enough, they're looking at Smyrna, Padua, Ursuline, Caravel, Apo, St. Mark's, and Tower Hill. We streamed the Caravel match at Archmere last year, and it was really entertaining. It's just a tough schedule. It gets them ready for the postseason.
And they start with the defending champs, a road trip down to Smyrna, as I'm sure that gym's going to be rocking as the defending champs come out for their first match of the year in it's not going to be easy for either team down there in Smyrna on Thursday night.
No, we know the Hawks are excited about it because we talked. You'll hear from them in a few minutes, but we did talk to a couple of the girls about opening with the champs, and they're excited. Wilmington Charter 11-6. Archman, by the way, was 10-7. Wilmington Charter 11-6 last year. They are another team with a couple of new faces, but if you look at who's back, they have some really talented players. Isabella Bufano, Maya Johnson, and Serafina Pavian, who was one of the top players in the state. They're always good. They're exceptionally well coached. They got a great home court advantage. Just so much going for them. Wilmington Charter, and they're fun. They're easy to root for.
And I love, like you said, I love going to matches there because it is a great home court advantage. And I always think of Mary Pat. That's one of the best coaches in the state. She really gets involved with their students and even the fans that come out to the game. You just remember the days at Archmere and now Wilmington Charter, where she just enjoys it, and it's great when you have a coach like that. And Charter's going to be a tough out in that conference, and probably one of the favorites to win that conference this year.
Her third season with Charter. This is her fifth team that she's coached, by the way, a year at Ursuline, and she won a state championship back in 1990. So, Wilmington Charter, go see the Force if you get a chance. We said it's a great place to catch a volleyball match. Another great venue that we like is the Dome at DMA. 7-9 last year, a little bit of a weird year for them. They had to miss some home games. But looking at this year, they have, I believe, did we say 10?
10 at the Dome, and I believe their 11th one home game just got moved to St. Mark's. I think it's going to be part of a tournament later in the season, but I think they're getting, like you said, after those road games last year, they're getting some home games this year, and that is a tough building to play in as an opposing team. So maybe the record improves this year just because all the home games.
And it's tough to play and it's fun to watch the game, though. I enjoy going there. They are going to play Ursuline, Appo, in addition to their conference schedule. Ursuline, Appo, St. Mark's, Padua, Caravel, and Middletown. They always play a tough schedule. So even though the record may not be double-digit wins, this is not a team that anybody wants to meet in the postseason.
No, and again, I believe they're strong, very defensively, especially back in that libero position.
Speaking of libero, Kate Hines is one of the best, and she's back for her senior year. Maya Hill, Maya's just a great all-around athlete, and Maddie August, a lot of multi-sport. Kate's just a volleyball player, but a lot of multi-sport athletes
absolutely.
at DMA, and it's good to see a couple of alums on the coaching staff. It's just it's a neat thing they have going on down there at DMA. They're always fun to watch, and they're tough out no matter who they play. Also in the Diamond State, our last Diamond State team we're going to look at tonight is Newark Charter, 13-4 last year. This is a team that just wins every year.
Absolutely.
They just win. And it's amazing.
It all starts with their coaching staff.
That Coach Weller does down there. I don't know. Maybe they grow volleyball players in that section of Newark, but they're just good. They're a good team. They have the Kennedy Pavlikovic is going to be an all-state candidate this year. She's a junior. Francesca Minelski. The setters, Emily Wilson, and they also have Charlotte Seiler. And there's many, many more.
Absolutely.
The team is loaded. They're fun to watch. And another gym where they get a good student turnout and just a fun place to watch volleyball, and the girls love playing there.
It's a fun atmosphere. You and I have gone down there numerous times. Very friendly staff down there, and it's a great place to watch a game. And that any one of those four teams that we just mentioned could win the conference this year. That's how strong all four of those teams are. It's going to be a fun conference to watch as the season goes along. And what I like is all of them play a tough non-conference schedule, which will have them ready for come state tournament time.
That's a great segue just to mention for Newark Charter. Delmarva Christian, Caesar Rodney, Cape Henlopen, Padua, St. Mark's, Apo, and Wilmington Friends all going to be meeting the Patriots. They play great defense and they have hitters. If you get a chance to go see Newark Charter, I recommend it. The final team we're going to talk about, and this is not just because these 16 teams, nobody else deserves mentioning. We just can't talk about every team because we don't know every team. We're going to talk about Caravel. Always tough. 7-9 last year, but they were the best 7-9 team.
That was the hardest schedule in the state last year, I think, from top to bottom, because they played all in-state teams, but all the top in-state teams.
Yeah, they're not in a conference. Obviously,
Yep.
Caravel can play whoever they want, and under Coach Michael Clark, they've just loaded that schedule up, and they will take on anybody. They have this year Dover, Indian River, Smyrna, Tower Hill, Archmere, Padua, DMA, St. Mark's, Delmarva Christian, and Middletown. I think that's 11 of their games right there, and those are all playoff teams from last year.
Yep.
So just a tough schedule for Caravel, and they have a lot of talent returning. Avery Hayden, Katie Greenplate, Izzy Meekins. When I saw Izzy play last year, she was amazing. Brianna Sharpless, Haley Haxton, and Alicia Cox. Just a lot of talent for Caravel. They're good. They're fun.
Absolutely, and again, another very solid defensive team. They don't have the big hitters that some of these other teams do, but they make up for it with their defense. They play a really solid defense. And again, their schedule, so, if they might be 7-8 wins again, but they're going to be seated up high in the tournament with the strength of schedule. And it's a team I wouldn't want to face come state tournament time.
Absolutely not. So sit back and relax. We're going to have all 5 of these interviews coming up: Archmere Charter, DMA, Newark Charter, and Caravel, and we'll be back to wrap it up after you hear from these young ladies. 10-7 last year. You lost in the second round to Cesar Rodney. I know that was a 5-setter. It was a tough one. Obviously, I forgot. How's that served as motivation for you guys this offseason?
Do you want to answer it? We definitely did not have the ending that we wanted last season, and I think that's really pushing us. We lost a bunch of great seniors, but we also brought up a bunch of good girls, and I think we're just really excited to push through the season, and we're working hard at practice and here at the play day.
Yeah, we had a lot of potential last year, which I think made the loss 10 times harder because we knew we could have won and gone really far last year. But this year we have a lot of young potential, which is making us even more excited because there's a lot of people that worked so hard this summer and are ready to play this year. So.
Now you mentioned the seniors that you lost, and there was a lot of hitting in there.
Yeah.
You're obviously going to be a key up front. Who else should we be looking out for? Not just hitting, but overall for Archmere.
Definitely Grace Mahoney. She's a sophomore. We have Sarah Hayes. She's really good. She's a junior. And Bridget Malloy. She's great. We had her last year. And Kayla, we moved her. She used to be a right side last year, but now she's in middle and she's doing great. She's blocking really well. We also have, who am I missing?
Lily's been playing right side as well.
Lily, our setter, she's also been playing right side.
So a lot of doing some new faces for Archmere and some old faces in new places.
Yeah, they're also strong hitters. So
I know you guys have been working hard, and Jerry's probably running you guys out today. How excited are you to get the season going?
So excited. It couldn't come faster.
Yes, we were so excited for our first game against Smyrna.
Yes.
Oh, you get the champs?
Yep,
yes.
We get the champs.
I'm so excited.
No,
Smyrna.
Yes.
So going down to play Smyrna. I know they lost quite a bit too. To open up with the champs, how exciting is that for you guys?
We're so exciting.
Yes.
That's all we're talking about.
You usually play them opening game.
Every year. Yeah.
So it's always a good one. I think I was there 2 years ago.
Yeah.
To make the trip down to Smyrna.
We should.
Ladies, I know we just went through the Diamond State schedule before, but we're going to look at your non-conference. As you mentioned, Smyrna, Padua, Ursuline, Caravel, Apo, St. Mark's, and Tower Hill. Add to that your Diamond State schedule. And you said no breaks on the schedule for you guys. How much do you enjoy having that kind of challenge night in and night out?
We love a challenge.
Yes.
We're really excited about our schedule. I think the hardest part is not having our gym, but I think it motivated us more because just working and playing without air conditioning in a different gym, it just makes us want to win even more. What do you think?
Not air conditioning in your gym though.
Yeah, I mean it's true, but our gym flooded, so we had to move. Yeah, but still.
You guys, we mentioned the Newark Charter student section. Our trade usually turns out pretty good too. Talk about the motivation seeing not just the athletes out there, but just the students and faculty members showing up to support you, how much that means to you.
It means so much to us. We love supporting the other teams, and we love when they come support us. It definitely hypes us up a lot, and we just love the support. We're such a tight community.
Yeah, and even Coach Jerry will just be like, if there's any games you want to go to, we can end practice early, because school spirit's just so important to us that, like, we love to show out for other games. They show out for us. We have themes every game. It's so much fun. It makes the gym so much more alive.
You're supposed to follow the Ox Nest on Instagram. Is that where we find it?
Yes, Ox Nest.
A little promotion here.
Yeah.
All right, you heard the question. I know Archer is a fantastic school, and you have some great faculty members. I want to hear one from each of you that either motivates you or inspires you that during your time here at Archer.
One of my teachers that inspires me the most is Mr. Johnson. He just recently passed away. I was very close with him since freshman year, and it really hit me hard his passing, but he really had an amazing influence on the Archer community.
Yeah.
How about you, Ava?
Mine would be Mr. Mann. Her daughter was just here, Mr. Manilewski, and he's just like all around like a great person. He's genuine. I can tell that he really wants to teach me and like focus on like each student individually, and he just like connects with me so much. He's writing my recommendation. He's just great. I love him.
Awesome. Well, Archer gets it all started. He gets at Smyrna. It's going to be a tough one. First week in September. Ladies, good luck this year.
Thank you.
And we'll see you down the road.
Thank you.
We are here with the Wilmington Charter Force, at least 3 of them. Ladies, you introduce yourselves.
I'm Anna Morton.
I'm Isabella Bufano.
I'm Maya Johnson.
Okay, so last year, 11-6 overall. Lost to Caesar Rodney in the quarterfinals. That was a tough CR team that kind of snuck up on some people. But how has that the memory of that match served as motivation for you guys in the offseason?
I think this year we just want to come back positive, and everyone's working really hard in the gym to start. We all showed out to Summer League, which I think is really good. And I just think everyone's giving it their all.
I know we have the 3 of you guys here. Who else on Charter should we be looking for this year? Anybody that stands out? Anybody new that we should be keeping an eye on?
We have a lot of young talent coming in on varsity and on JV, so the whole team, the whole program has a lot of talent to look out for. And offensively, defensively, we're just really excited to get this season started.
Yeah.
Now, I've been to a lot of matches at Wilmington Charter, and it's one of my favorite places to watch a match. Maya, talk about playing in that atmosphere in that gym.
I mean, we usually have a lot of the other sports teams from the schools come and watch our games, so it's a lot of fun. Sometimes hot in there, but the environment's really fun. We have a lot of families come and watch us, so it's really fun.
Now, you guys are in the Diamond State Conference. Tough conference, a lot of tough teams.
Yes.
But looking at your non-conference schedule, you see Apo, St. Mark's, Dover, Padua, Smyrna, and Tower Hill and Ursuline. Not too many nights off. Is that just how you like it?
I mean, I just think it's a good competition, back to back to back usually, and they all come pretty like in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So we get to work hard right away.
How about in conference? Talk about some of the teams you have to play in your conference, and how's that competition looking trying to win that Diamond State title?
I mean, every team's a competitor. We don't like to think about winning the title. We take it one game at a time. So in conference, out of conference, it doesn't matter. We're going to work as hard as we can to win the game. But there's no team that we can push aside as, oh, that's an easy win, because everybody here, everybody at Summer League is working really hard. So
yes, definitely.
So you guys get to play for one of the state's most accomplished coaches.
Yes.
Everybody, that's always the first reaction we get when you just talk about the experience about playing for Mary Pat and what that's been like.
Playing for Mary Pat has been really good, actually. She pushes us to our hardest. Yes. She conditions us, which is definitely like helping us as a team, everyone, and we all work together to get through the conditioning, whether it's like 30 minutes, an hour of practice. She also always makes sure we have a plan for each and every game. Yes. She definitely takes one game at a time. So we really only have one game at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
One game at a time.
Can't play more than one at a time.
No.
What's the focus been? I know you guys said you played some summer league. What's the focus been maybe to improve from last year? Is there in a specific area, or are you just looking like overall?
Just building team chemistry. We lost 3 seniors last year, and we took in a lot more this year. So just building new relationships on the court, being able to play together well, see who plays together well.
Yep.
So how excited are you guys to get going? I know you practice after a while. It's only been a couple weeks, but after a while you got to be thinking like, I want this to count.
Ready to get the games.
How anxious are you to get going?
I think we're all really excited. We're all working together really well too. Our chemistry is coming together. Our bonding's coming together. So, you want to add?
We're just ready to start the season.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're not the only ones. So I know with starting volleyball also means you're starting school. So the question I'm asking the players this year is to, and nobody's allowed to skip this question, is to name a teacher or staff member at your school that you admire, that inspires you, and a brief why.
Mr. Rigby, he was my AP bio teacher last year, and that class was so rigorous. It pushed me in a way I've never felt pushed in a class, and then when it came to that final exam, I had no doubt that I was going to do well because he just instilled such confidence in each and every one of our students, and we actually had an 100% pass rate, which is really impressive for an AP class. So I think he's a great teacher. I think he's a great mentor, and shout out Mr. Rigby.
A teacher who's pushed me to do well and hard in school is Mr. Satalino. He taught me Math 3 last year, and I was very nervous to have him as a teacher because I knew he was very hard on my brother and all my other siblings that went there. But he pushed me to do my best, and I ended up passing with a A. So.
I have a good teacher. Miss Pia Cooper. She's a college counselor. She showed up last year, but I've known her for a good part of my childhood. She's just helping push me and get ready for college. I mean, it's coming up. We're seniors now, so being able to look at the future ahead, but also help me balance sports and school has been really helpful for her.
Okay, well, Wilmington Charter, always a tough night for the competition. We're looking forward to seeing you guys this year. Thanks for doing this, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, we're joined by Kate Hines and Molly Hill from Delaware Military Academy. Thanks for joining us, and it's been a long afternoon here at St. Mark's. We talked about last year you had some guys at the university with losing your home court, losing your coach for part of the season. 7-9, you lost to St. George's in the first round. Just talk about the transition to a new coach this year. Maya, let's try this again.
Yeah, we definitely had to adjust this year. Definitely a different atmosphere we've been put in, but I think this is good for us, and this is exactly what we needed. So I know Coach Kim will definitely push us, and that's what we've been wanting for a while. So we definitely deserve it as our team.
Okay, what's been going through your mind as a team since last year's not a typical DMA year? What's been going through your team's practices and when you guys talk and that kind of thing?
I feel like we know that we definitely have to rebuild this year, and we know that we have to come out and play regular DMA volleyball, ignore all the adversity that happened, and just show how we can play volleyball.
I know we have obviously you two that we have to look out for. Who else, if people are coming out to watch DMA, should we be looking for?
Nisi.
Yeah, definitely Nisi.
Middle. Maddie August.
Kira Benoit.
Kira's definitely been killing it. Maria Workman.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah, honestly,
really.
our teams, we have all been putting in hard work. Everyone's been putting in and doing their role, so it's really everyone's game.
I saw Nisi hitting out here earlier.
Yeah.
I was hiding in the corner. I didn't want to get So you guys are in a tough conference in Diamond State. We know who you have there, Archmere Charter, Newark Charter, from Miss Conrad. Let's look at your schedule otherwise. Ursuline, Apo, St. Mark's, Padua, Caravel, and Middletown. Plus your conference schedule. Let's talk about what it's like playing that kind of tough competition night in and night out.
Yeah. I think that we do have a tough competition. We have to work all year to certain games. We have to have certain game plans for everything. But I think that if we stay focused throughout the year, then we can definitely compete with these teams.
How many seniors? I know you guys are under probably a half dozen seniors, maybe.
7. Yeah, 7.
7 seniors.
Yeah.
Going into the season, and I don't know if you guys look at win totals or set kind of goals, but what do you guys hoping to accomplish this season?
Honestly, we want to make it as far as we can because, again, we have something to prove. So we definitely have to make up for last year.
Okay, talk about playing your home games in the dome there. It's a unique atmosphere in Delaware and unique building for around here. And we love doing games and watching games there. What's it like playing in there?
Yes, it's definitely so fun. We have such a great atmosphere with all the students, and a lot of teachers come and watch. And it's great. Everyone gets to see you. You get to see everyone, and it's super fun playing in there.
I mean, it's kind of cozy in there. You know?
Yeah.
You can see and hear everything in there. And you guys have a great student section. Maya, talk about what it means for you to look up and see not only other like the football players coming in, but just students stopping by and supporting you.
Yeah, DMA is definitely really good with everyone supporting each other, game day and everyone's hyping each other up in the hallway. So definitely when we look up and see student sections, it gives us more, energy and drive for the game. So our student section has a lot to do with our wins and everything.
Can't believe you two are seniors.
I
know. She's going to be something in all kinds of sports. Kate, what do you play besides volleyball?
Only volleyball.
Just volleyball? Yeah. You're pretty darn good, too. I know when do you guys start school?
September 3rd.
So you don't come back till a little bit later.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can't wait.
Sure.
Just tell me about a teacher at DMA that inspires you or that you admire.
There's so many, but probably the gym teacher, Coach Gary. He's definitely, he's a football coach, so he knows how to push athletes, and he understands athletes, so I like him as a teacher. We both had him. Yeah.
How about you, Maya? You be a teacher.
Again, I would probably say Coach Gary, too. But probably, overall with the administration, Mr. John's a big role in everything, so he's, our hype animal and everything.
He's also your basketball
Yeah, my basketball coach.
Awesome. Well, I know you guys can't wait to get started. Done with practice, stuff like this, and I'm sure we'll be out there to see a few of your games, and good luck this season.
Thank you. Thank you.
Charter 13-4 last year. You lost to Smyrna in the quarterfinals. And Francesca, you talked about earlier before we get this about how that motivates you.
It definitely does motivate us because we knew we could have beat them. I just think we had an off game. I think that it's just going to push us to want to win and want to be better. Yeah.
Ken, this is your third year with the Patriots.
Yeah.
About how you've grown and how this team has grown over the past few years.
I think we've grown a lot, especially defensively. Our defense is looking really solid this year, and especially for hitting, we have a lot of options. People can hit multiple positions, so I think we're going to be a really well balanced team in both offense and defense.
Now we talked about the two-thirds of the starting lineup right here. Avery, maybe you talked about some of the newcomers you have coming in.
Yeah, Anaya, Aria, and Zara, or Gigi, they're all freshmen, and they're all super strong. 2 of them can play outside and right side, and then 1 middle. They're all super strong. They have so much power, and they're really smart on the court. They know where to put the ball, and they're really a key asset to our team this year, I think.
And who's been the secret to our charter every year has been right there. You guys have a strong team every single year. How do you guys keep this train going?
I think that Weller works us really hard during practices and during the whole season. We don't like to get in our heads a lot, and we keep ourselves picked up, and if we make a mistake, we like to move on. And during practices, we work really hard to make connections from the setter and the hitter so we can place the ball down the court.
Let's talk, whoever wants to talk about, I always am impressed by your home court. Let's talk about the advantage you guys get playing down there in Newark Charter. I just enjoy watching games down there.
I think one of the biggest things about playing at home is our student section. We get such a big crowd, and it definitely really hypes us up and makes the court so much more electric.
All right, so you guys have been practicing for a few weeks. How itchy are you to get going this is nice to get going for real?
I would say we're definitely all really excited. I think that we've conditioned a lot. We've gotten pretty motivated and are starting to gel really well as a team. So I think we're all just ready to get out there and get ready for our first game.
Now you got a football team now in Newark Charter. Taking the attention away from volleyball, why should your students continue to come out and support Newark Charter volleyball?
I think that most of our volleyball games will line up the same as football games, but I think all of our sports teams in the fall are really strong, and I think all of them could go to the chip, and I think it's really important that we all support each other. We all go to the football games, we all go field hockey, volleyball. I think it's all important that we support each other through the whole thing.
Good answer. All right, ladies, you have your conference schedule, of course, which is really tough conference. Ladies right here. You also, this is an unbelievable schedule. Caesar Rodney, Cape Henlopen, Padua, St. Mark's, APO, Delaware Christian, and friends, in addition to the Diamond State schedule. No breaks on your schedule. I don't mean to leave out your conference schedule, MOT, Archmere, DMA. Who am I missing here?
First State.
Conrad, obviously. Who?
First State.
Wilmington Charter and First State. So really not many breaks on your schedule. Do you guys enjoy that, or would you like to take a breather once in a while and maybe not have to?
Honestly, I think it's like a good thing not to have a breather. I think it keeps us like really going, having really strong practices. I think once we get into those games that are kind of a little bit lighter, it kind of makes us fall down a little bit, and having those games keeps us building up and knowing what we have to keep working on against these stronger teams.
All right, so here's a chance. Everybody's got an answer. These guys are all going to know the question now. I want you to name a teacher at Newark Charter that you admire and why.
Oh, well.
Oh, that was a surprise question this year. Go ahead. You don't have to go in order if Emily's not ready.
I'm not ready yet.
I think that. Oh, then you can go. She's not like a teacher, but she's like administration kind of. Miss Dorr, she's been there for me through thick and thin. Since freshman year, I was her TA, and she's like the mom of the school. She's there for everybody, for everything. So that's definitely who I admire at school.
Awesome.
I got one.
Candy?
I admire Miss Wendell. She's our biotech teacher, and she's helped me through everything, through host of competitions, which goes through all of Delaware and all of the United States, and she's helped me learn a bunch of things so I can eventually go into the medical field in college.
Awesome.
Okay, my teacher that I admire is Mr. Zhang. He always like just is like has so much energy, and just like his positivity like spreads throughout the gym and like everywhere. And he always is like really bubbly, and he just always like lightens everyone's mood if you're in a bad mood.
I would say the teacher that motivates me most is Mr. Meaner. He was my engineering teacher for all 3 years, and he really just believes that you can't fail and that like you build off your own strengths, so it's best that you work on yourself. And he really motivated me to do better, and he never let me give up, and he's led me to gain a lot of knowledge that I never expected to learn in high school. And
so you're telling me you took engineering freshman in high school?
Yeah, I did.
These kids are a lot smarter. Well, Newark Charter, thanks for stopping by. Good luck this season, and we'll see you down the road.
Thank you.
All right, welcome in Caravel. Under 500 last year, but I don't think anybody believes you were an under 500 team. You guys played a brutal schedule. We'll start with the schedule, this year's schedule, because really it's not much easier. You got Dover, Delmarva Christian, Indian River, Smyrna, Tower Hill, Archmere, DMA, St. Mark's, Middletown, and you're not in a conference, so you can play wherever you want.
Yeah.
You ever look at the schedule and think, God, it'd be nice just to not have to like play at the top of our game. I think want to play at the top of the game, but not to have that kind of challenge every single night. Or do you like the challenge?
Like the challenge.
I think we like the challenge. I think it's more fun, and like the harder the team is, I feel like the more energy we have, and like the harder we play.
It definitely gets us ready for playoffs as well.
And win or lose, I think we all feel like more accomplished when we're playing harder competition.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we mentioned last year 7-9, you lost in the first round to Archmere. I know it was a tough one for you guys. You have a chance to, I don't know if you play club ball together, if you just had a chance to get together and play or talk over the off season. What was it like the last 7 or 8 months where you didn't get back into this position?
We've definitely all been working a lot. All of us play club, so we've been practicing and working hard to get ready for this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all been putting in like our own work. We're all super dedicated to this season, especially like it's our last season, it's our last year together, and we're ready to just like play and bring it all this year.
You guys are all seniors?
Yes.
How many seniors on the team? Besides
Just us four.
Okay.
Yep.
Besides the four of you, who else should we be looking out for? Whoever wants to answer.
We can all go down the line.
Sure, I'll start. I'm going to say Izzy Meekins. She's definitely our biggest threat height-wise, at least, and I think she's still young, and even over the past 2 years with us, she's shown like incredible like progression. Even like she's just definitely a threat. She's scary to go against.
I remember we streamed your match at Archmere last year.
Yeah.
She was something special.
Yes.
I'm going to say Katie Greenplate. She's been on the team since freshman year. She's our outside hitter. She's an amazing hitter. She's a really smart hitter. She's got great defense, great serve receive, and I just think an all-around pretty decent player.
Very versatile. I'm going to say Abby Turner. She's an outside hitter, sometimes plays right side. She's been on the team since freshman year. Has a pretty big block, a nice swing. So I'm going to say Abby Turner.
Yeah, I would say we also have other middles, Bree and sometimes Abigail. They're very strong. They find spots on the floor. And then definitely look out for our new freshmen, Maddie and Aubrey. They're both new to Caravel. Setter, hitters. They have a lot of height, find good spots, and they're gelling well with the team. So we're excited about them.
You guys sound like this team is loaded.
We're excited.
You are excited. What would for Caravel? What would make this a successful season? Maybe not wins and losses, maybe wins and losses. What do you think makes this a successful year?
I would say we're all individually very talented. So just playing as a team, getting our defense and our offense down, and together I think we can accomplish a lot.
Yeah, I'd agree, and I'd say just keeping our energy up, keeping each other up, because I know that sometimes we get in our head, but I think just keeping each other up and keeping each other motivated, I think we'd do pretty good overall.
So you guys have been through. You have your own play day next week. You've been through a couple, or at least one of these so far. Are you tired of the practices? Ready to get going?
I think we're all ready to get going. We still have some stuff to work on in practices, but I think we're all ready to start being competitive and playing. And
Yeah, we look good.
Oh, is that Lisa?
We look good early on, so
I would say we're definitely
excited.
Yeah, we're excited for the season.
Yeah.
We're a lot better than years before, so we're excited to show it.
I thought you were pretty good last year.
I think and we're young this year. We have a lot of upcoming new talent, and we're all very versatile. I want to say, a lot of people can play a lot of positions, and I think that makes us very threatening.
So, talk about real quick about playing at Caravel. What it's like in that gym. You ask the other teams. What do you like about playing at home?
Well, I've been playing there since 8th grade, and I think that playing at Caravel, playing at home, we have a lot more energy, and I feel like we just we're in our own home grounds, and we just need to bring it home, play for our team, especially when we're at home, and play for not only just the team but the school and all the students that came out to watch and parents and stuff, play for them.
Yeah, I would say the school spirit. We have really high school spirit, so just having the football teams, the parents, the siblings, the JV team coming to support us, it makes us have a lot more energy and feel a lot better playing out.
Well, beginning of sports season also means the beginning of school. So I want each of you to give me a teacher at Caravel who that you admire or that inspires you and why, and you can go in any order you want. And nobody's allowed to ditch this question.
Okay. I'll start. Her name's Miss Dillon. She's the head main office lady, so not really a teacher, but she's also an assistant coach for our JV, and she shows up to every practice after working, and she's honestly our biggest motivation. She tells us the truth. She's mean, she loves to just be honest, and she's honestly one of the sweetest people ever, and we love to have her around.
Awesome.
I'm going to say Mr. Uhas. He's our athletic trainer and also our health teacher. So he's been there every game. He's supported us through everything. He helps us. He tapes us. He does everything he can to support us and be there for us.
He's a legend, for sure.
I'm going to say Miss Garrison. She is one of the science teachers at Caravel, and it's not only her teaching, but last year she really pushed me to be the best I could be. She knew that I could do more than what I was doing, and she always pushed me to be the best that she thought I could be. So I appreciate her for that.
I'm going to say Mr. Oliver. He is a biology and a science teacher at Caravel. I had him for honors bio and AP bio, and I'm taking another class with him this year. I'm going to say him because he was always very into the students' lives and their sports lives, and I knew if we had a late game the night before, he would let us push back a test we were taking the next day, and he would come support us at our playoff games, and that always stuck out to me. So
awesome. Well, we got the Caravel Buccaneers primed for a big season. I can feel it. Ladies, good luck this season. Thanks for doing this.
Thank
you. Continued success. Maybe we'll see you at a game this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you
so much.
Thanks to all of the young ladies and the coaches for helping make all of that possible. Once again, thanks to all of the teams who accommodated us on some recent Saturdays and weekdays as we traveled up and down the state trying to get everybody we could. And glad we could bring in another preview show. Maybe we'll do this live again sometime, but this kind of worked for us this year. So, Jay, we haven't really set a streaming schedule yet. We will be out at several matches this year. We're going to get to as many as we can. It always depends on who's available and what games are going on.
Right.
We have jobs, so night games work better for us if you're looking for a stream. Anything after 6:15, 6:30, it tends to be the best for us. So if you have a team that plays at 5 o'clock and you want to move a game an hour or two, that will help out a lot. And just get in touch with Jason or I if you have if you want us to come in and stream, and we'll see if we can make it happen.
Absolutely, and I think always we look forward to doing it, and I think our schedule opens up towards the back half of the year a lot, so we'll probably have a lot more games in October than we will in September as the season gets underway. But we also have football and other stuff to do and full-time jobs, so it's not always the easiest. But we'll get I would like to get 5, 6, 7, 8 games if we can, and we'll go from there.
Do as many as we can. Jason, last year we mentioned Sanford made the tournament for the first time in a long time. Not necessarily looking for a surprise team here, but maybe a team that you're looking out for this year that maybe could break through and get into that conversation with the state tournament teams.
Wow, there's a couple different ones. Let me just go a team that plays in that tough Diamond State Conference, Conrad. They're going to load up on a lot of bonus points. Their schedule's tough, but the question is, will they have enough to get into the state tournament? Last year they didn't, but they have some talent coming back. They're a well-coached team, and they're going to load up on the bonus points. So it'll be interesting to see. That's maybe one team there. The other one you mentioned, Sanford. I really like the way that program is going in the independent conference, and it's been strong. And then probably a Flight B team. They're always competing every year. Is Concord. I think they won it last year. Flight B with 12 wins, solid team. But they're going to be challenged by Dickinson and Brandywine. That's, I think, going to be a little competitive Flight B. So some divisions that we didn't talk about. I thought I'd mention some teams there.
Yeah, one that we talked about the conference was the Flight A, and I'm looking at a team like Odessa. They were 9-6, I believe, last year, and just maybe needed one more win to get in. Maybe this year with another year of experience, this is when the Ducks break through. We'll find out. That's it's a top-heavy conference, and they maybe need to knock off one of the big three down there to get in. But why not the Ducks, right? So maybe the Ducks get in there, and we'll see if Indian River keeps going down there in the Henlope and South. I know we didn't talk about the South very much tonight, but Indian River has been the class of the conference for the past 3 or 4 years, and we'll see if they can keep it going. And let's see what happens with Christiana. They were close last year, and it's a team you want to root for.
They moved up to the Flight A, had a solid schedule, and add more wins than Sanford, and due to bonus points, they just missed out at the end. It's tough with them because you have to play your schedule, and then you can't always get the other good teams because their schedule and other good teams. So it's hard for a team like Christiana, but they're a solid team, well coached, and I'm always rooting for them.
All right, well, everything gets going tomorrow. There's volleyball on Wednesday, I believe, and you'll see Jason and I out at various matches here and there trying to catch as many teams as we can. If you have any story ideas or suggestions, you can get in touch with us through our Twitter accounts or on Facebook. I think we're both on Facebook. Yeah, we are both on Facebook. Or if you have our phone numbers or email, get in touch. We're here, and we want to do as much for the volleyball community as we can. So thanks for tuning in, putting up with us, and for Frida down there on the floor, and for Jason Winchell, I'm Mike Lang. Have a great night. We'll see you around the state.